So a ribosome is basically attaching to the mRNA, and then based on the mRNA sequence is bringing in amino acids to match that sequence. So all the proteins in your body are coded for in your DNA, right?
So the scenario here is whether or not meals are distributed evenly through the awake day or stacked a little bit more toward the morning or stacked a little bit more toward the evening. If somebody gets that 1 gram of quality protein per pound of body weight, then they need to make up the rest of their calories with other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And we have, broadly speaking, starches, fibrous, fruits and vegetables, starches, and of course, fats. Is there any data that support, or do you believe, just by your own experience, that there's some value in stacking the starchy carbohydrates toward the earlier part of the day versus the later part of the day? And this has been an ongoing debate. Like I, for instance, like a nearly pure protein and fat meal for the first meal, plus maybe a salad, some fibrous carbohydrates. And then as I get towards evening, I like more starches and I actually taper off the protein. I find personally that matches what I need to do with my brain. I'm more alert when I'm drinking caffeine and hydrating on a backdrop of slightly lowered carbohydrates. But then as I get towards evening, taper off the caffeine, of course, for me, because I want to sleep well, start ingesting some more starches. It's not starch heavy, but I sleep like a baby. But everyone would tell me, and does tell me, eating starches late in the day is going to make me fat. Eating starches late in the day is going to do all sorts of terrible things.
Big carbohydrate intake and a big meal before you go train and a big meal after you train. Now, what I will tell you is my average heart rate in lifting sessions is about 140 to 150. I've observed that exact thing. When I went through my first divorce, I was also involved in a lawsuit with a company that I used to own a portion of. It's a very long story. Ended up having a good ending for me. And all that stuff kind of resolved itself. The divorce, the lawsuit, everything resolved itself in about a 6-week time period. As soon as it resolved, I got sicker than I ever had been in my entire life. I got the actual influenza, I tell people after that experience in 2018, I go, here's words I'll never use again. I think I might have the flu. No, after you've had it for sure, you know. And but it was like my body had just, maybe it's a little bit of woo, but it was like my body